Your life will not be greater than the summary of your belief. Hello, how are you today? You're welcome to today's episode of Mindlife Conversations. On this episode, we will be talking about self-defeating beliefs, which every human being on the planet tends to hold on to from time to time or at some point in their lives, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, and economic status. These beliefs hold us down. They prevent us from being the best version of ourselves, and they are ultimately counterproductive. This conversation cannot be exhausted on this episode, so it's going to span the next couple of weeks, and I'm sure that you're going to be very enlightened by the conversation and you will find it helpful. So today I'll just be sharing 3 self-defeating beliefs that holds people down at some point in their lives, and it is my hope that as we share these beliefs, you will find the courage to look at yourself in the mirror, tell yourself the truth, and make the necessary adjustments so that you can realize your potentials and achieve your goals. But before we begin to talk about these beliefs that we'll be looking at today, there's something that begs the question: what is a belief? Sometimes we hear these words, but we don't really take the time out to analyze them. So I'm not going to assume that everyone knows what a belief is, even though we all have a belief system. And whether you know it or not, your life will not be greater than the summary of your belief system. If you're a Christian and you read the Bible, there is a scripture that says, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." So we will never be greater than our thoughts. If you keep allowing negative beliefs dominate you, that is the direction that your life will take. If you allow positive beliefs dominate you, ultimately that is the direction that your life will take. So what is a belief? This is key to understanding self-defeating beliefs when we begin to look at them. A belief simply is a thinking style of a person which guides how they interpret all of their life experiences. I hope that's simple enough. For the sake of emphasis, I'll take it again. A belief refers to the thinking style of a person which guides how they interpret all of their life experiences. So our beliefs are not always obvious, but they are at the very core of our emotions, and they determine our actions, and they determine our behavior, and to a very large extent, they determine why we do the things that we do and the outcomes that we have. So if you want to see more positive outcomes in your life, one definite area you need to look into is your belief system, and you need to keep refining this from time to time so that you don't get stuck. So very quickly, let's look at some of the self-defeating beliefs. As I said, this conversation is going to span several weeks because there are about 14 self-defeating beliefs that people tend to allow, particularly in their subconscious existence. Sometimes, many times they are not aware, but unknown to them, it is powering their lives, and it is affecting the quality of lives that they are living directly. So the first one that we want to look at today is the belief that everyone you know has to approve of you. Psychologists call this approval dependency. In fact, for many, it has become an addiction. Addiction does not just speak about dependence on alcohol or drugs. There are many other things that human beings are addicted to. Hopefully, at some point in Mindlife conversations, we would explore some of these other addictions that a lot of people don't really pay attention to. But for the purpose of this episode, so that we don't digress, we're saying that the first self-defeating belief is the belief that everyone you know needs to approve of you. You need to take a step back and look at your belief system again. Do you have approval dependency? Remember, we're talking about self-defeating beliefs. The term self-defeating means that whatever you do or say will always be counterproductive because of your belief system. And when you are not productive for a very long time, it will lead to frustration, it will lead to anger, and it will lead to all kinds of agitation, and you will never really be in a place where you are satisfied about your life. So that's the first one, approval dependency. The second one that we're looking at today, we're just looking at 3 of them, is doing everything possible for people to like you. In other words, you are avoiding being disliked from any source. A lot of people have this belief, sometimes knowingly, many times unknowingly. So if there is anyone in their space who doesn't like them, it gets to them so bad that it affects their functioning. You need to make the adjustment here. And then the third one that we'll be sharing today is that a lot of people hold on to the self-defeating belief that to be a valuable person, you must succeed in everything that you do. Nothing can be farther from the truth, because as you must have observed, if you're quite observant, there are many valuable lessons that people only learn when they fail or when the things that they try to do don't work out. So if you believe that you must succeed in everything that you put your hands to do to be a valuable person, it will be counterproductive. So hope you have found these 3 self-defeating beliefs helpful. I want to charge you to look at your belief system and make the adjustments where necessary. If this has helped you, I would like to hear from you in the comments. You can send in questions if you have them, and please like this video. Until I come your way again next week, take care. Bye for now.